Hi, and welcome back to the Mind Body Method podcast. And I'm your host, Josh Grimm. So, I'm someone who likes to kind of change my habits and change my structure. I kind of go with the seasons, right? I live in the Northeast, I live in New York City, and we have four seasons, right? We have, dreaded winter, and I kind of think dreaded summer. It's too hot for me. But then we have spring and fall. We're in spring right now, summer is coming. So I'm kind of in this shift where I'm creating different habits for myself, and I change my habits, my daily habits with the seasons. It's kind of fun to see how my body reacts to that too. So I've come up with 12 daily habits that I'm focusing on myself, and I thought that these would be great for you to also take part in. So this episode is going to be a little bit shorter than typical, and I want you to take this, listen to it on your way to work, listen to it on the way to school, and this way you can kind of retain the information and, write down these daily habits. Inside the FitNut Collective, I talk a lot about alignment. The end of the year, the end of a season is when alignment becomes a non-negotiable. Your mind and your body are giving you data every single day. When you slow down long enough to listen, you begin to understand exactly what you need in order to, step it up into your next year, your next season, a stronger, healthier, and more grounded you. These 12 mind-body habits aren't about perfection or about pressure. They're about building a foundation that supports the way you want to live, right? It's about creating space, not just for goals, but for energy, clarity, and renewed momentum. Let this be like a blueprint as you close one chapter, going into another with kind of intention and walk away with power. It's easier to go into a new season whenever you already have the blueprint. Number one, reconnect to your deeper why. When everything around you gets loud, your why keeps you steady. Get clear on the real reason you want to feel stronger, healthier, more focused, or more balanced, whatever your goals are. Write it down, revisit it often, and let it become like the anchor that you return to when your motivation wavers, when you have a bad day, when stress comes around. A stronger why gives you a personal fuel source. Number two, protect and design your mornings. I've talked about this before. Mornings are sacred. They're your opportunity to set the best tone before the world asks anything of you. Whether you move your body, you journal, you breathe, you meditate, drink your coffee without rushing, create a morning practice that grounds you. Consistency here shifts everything else. Morning routines, I've said before in the past, are super critical and crucial for personal development and for obtaining those goals that you want to achieve. Because without the right routine, you're going to be off track. And without sticking with a consistent track, then you're going to lose sight of the goals. Number three, upgrade your spaces. Your external environment should make it easier to rise to your goals, not harder. Clean out your training space, clean out your closet, refresh your gear, simplify your surroundings, and create areas that invite calm and clarity. When your environment supports you, your habits naturally strengthen. Number four, choose inputs that elevate you, right? When what you consume becomes who you become. Fill your world with things that energize you. Doom scrolling is not it. Conversations that challenge you and content that inspires your evolution. Small shifts in what you allow into your mind can actually dramatically adjust your mood, your motivation, and daily discipline. Give yourself habits, give yourself time limits that you're going to be on social media and comparisons to other things. Number five, set grounded goals for your new year or your new season. Forget the pressure-filled resolutions. Instead, create goals that feel aligned, intentional, and realistic for you. Break them down to clearer actions that you can sustain. And the goal is not to sprint into your new season. It is to build momentum that lasts beyond where you currently are. You want to create habits, consistent habits that you can actually maintain. Number six, you want to strengthen your accountability network. Accountability doesn't mean relying on someone else necessarily. It doesn't mean you have to have an accountability coach. It means reinforcing your commitment. Maybe it is a coach, but it's a friend, a journal, or this community, right? Mind Body Method. Choose something that helps you stay honest, consistent, and supported with what you are actually trying to achieve. Number seven, you want to prioritize recovery and regulate your nervous system. It's very important. There's a difference between pushing and progressing. Rest, sleep, breath work, intentional recovery allow your body to integrate the work that you're doing. A regulated nervous system, it's the foundation for clarity, for strength, and for emotional resilience. Rest is a part of that program. 7 to 8 hours a night is really, really great. Number 8, lean into a community and also with supportive relationships. Human connection changes success rate, right? Surround yourself with people who value growth, wellness, and intentional living. Share your wins, your struggles, and the shifts that you're making. A rising environment lifts you with it, and you deserve to be in rooms that affect you and reflect where you're going, not where you've been. Number 9, schedule your well-being. I know this doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. When you think of well-being, you think of something a little bit more natural, but when life gets busy, unplanned wellness is the first thing to disappear. Plan your workouts, plan your meals, plan your downtime, and your non-negotiables for the week. Structure does actually create freedom. The more you schedule your wellness, the more energy you actually will sustain, and your calendar will free up for other things. Number 10, train your discipline, not just your motivation. Motivation is somewhat seasonal. Discipline is more a culture, something that you have to actually create. If you want to feel different, commit to showing up even on the days that feel inconvenient for yourself. Discipline's a muscle. When you strengthen it, everything else becomes a lot easier. Number 11, celebrate the version of you that made it through your past season or your past accomplishments. You've grown, you've shifted, you've learned, and you've adapted in ways that you may not have given yourself credit for. Pause and honor that. Naming your wins reinforces belief in your ability to keep evolving, because celebration is a powerful feedback for your nervous system and for the regulation. And finally, visualize the person that you're stepping into. I feel like this is very, very important. You close your eyes, you picture the version of you, who you want to be in this next thriving season of yours, this next chapter. What habits did you practice? How do they carry themselves? What choices did you make daily? The more clearly that you see your future self, the easier it is to act in alignment with them in that way. So step into this new season, these new goals, this new mind shift with clarity and momentum. The end of the season, what you just came out of, isn't about rewriting who you are. It's about reconnecting to who you're becoming. Habits are here to support your evolution. And when your mind and body are aligned, your life moves differently and you move differently. You move with intention and you move with direction. So if any of these suggestions and these habits align with you, I would like to hear your feedback. DM me on my Instagram, joshgrim_fitnut. Write a comment here, subscribe, questions at mindbodymethodpodcast.com, and let me know what habits that you are taking part of and tell me your new framework for your next season. Thanks. Thank you for joining me today on Mind Body Method. This podcast is part of Pride House Media, hosted by me, Josh Grimm, produced and edited by Josh Rosenzweig. Original music composed by Nell Balabin. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others to discover the show. I'd love to stay connected with you, so join the conversation by following me at joshgrim_fitnut on Instagram and by emailing me at questions@mindbodypodcast.com.